I could care less about CPO certified. They show up and they have this stuff, and let's go test the water and everything else. That's great. But if your equipment pad is not
Right.
100%, meaning the valve, especially with y'all systems,
Right.
and making sure they close one
So why
right.
are you saying that? Have you had that happen where you've been to a Regal pool that somebody's been taking? You don't have to say any
No,
names, but
no,
has
no,
it ever
no, no.
happened?
I know.
Well, today I got one of the
A
longest
privilege. You got the privilege.
dude, stop. First of all, don't start that shit, bro. Don't start it.
Serious.
On a serious note, today I have one of my very good friends in the industry. There's not a whole lot that you can make nowadays. You know, everybody seems to be very protective of theirs, right? So this is a person that has been in my life for the past 15, 16, 17 years
Yeah.
and has seen me develop as a pool cleaning guy to a pool maintenance guy and then to a tech and then partnering up with Josh. So you've kind of seen everything kind of come into fruition, right? Like
Dude,
it's been kind of crazy. So I
great.
want to introduce everybody to Kevin Tran. He is the owner of Majestic Pools out of Willis, Texas. He is one of the most uh, intelligent guys when it comes to pools that I am very privileged to know. And I say that, right? I'm not saying that because you're in front of me. I'm saying that because there's been so many times where I've called you and you've helped me figure things out when all I've needed just to bounce something off of you, right? So
Ideas, man. That's what
yeah,
we
you
both
know,
do, dude.
that's
Like,
dude. So I wanted to introduce Kevin, and I just wanted to bring him here. And once again, you know, the objective here is to educate the customers and educate the people that are looking at this video and this podcast, whatever you want to call it, and just to educate them on what what things to look for, what things not to look for, what things pool guys like. You know, nobody ever puts a service company in front of them, right? All these pool builders that are out there, you know,
no doubt.
they never ever think about the service guy.
No.
And for me, right, because at one point you were my boss a long, long time ago.
Let's
You were
not
my
go
boss
there.
and
Yeah.
and you were
For a
always
day
that
and a
service
half.
guy. Yeah. And you always really did express that, right? You were always saying service factor, service factor, service factor. Like, how are we going to work on this? How is this going to get fixed? Like, you guys don't think about it. And I've heard that for so many years, right? Because we've been friends. So today I was wanting to bring you in to just give you that voice, man, because there are things that builders do that we're not very conscious. We're not very thoughtful about
Mindful
the
or
yeah, of
whatever.
the service company, right?
And I see both sides of it, dude. Like, y'all are trying to, I mean, first off, the equipment pads that y'all are putting in are freaking, it blows my mind. Like, I mean, the multiple filters, there's not too many pool companies. I've done a lot of startups and seen a lot of pools in my days, that do put the amount of filters in and proper in-floor systems or catch canisters and really help us. I get it. It's, you know, you have a 15-20 foot pad and you're trying to cram in, you know, $50,000 worth of pool equipment. It just doesn't work out sometimes. You know, you got to do the best you can. Um, I've been there where, you know, they got a single cartridge filter, and I haven't seen that yet, you know, on y'all. You can't do that on y'all's pools,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Well, I think we're in a
Um,
different ball game, right?
yeah,
Kevin, like we really
times have changed.
for sure,
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
what I'm saying is for what y'all do, I do see a difference, and it's phenomenal. And this is not just
Thank you, man.
me
I appreciate it.
coming, you know, trying to tell you and
Dude,
riding y'all's
you
coattail
tell
or
me
nothing
every
like
day,
that.
bro.
No, no,
You
no
don't,
doubt.
hey, you don't have to
But
tell me on the camera, bro. You tell me every day that I'm the
yeah.
best, you know?
Anyways, yeah, if you want to think that, you can, dude. But I mean, in all honesty, man, like the amount that y'all really do try to overdo y'all's plumbing, the main or help us and everything else, it is great. You know, I understand some of this stuff, but I wish it was explained to the clients versus us having to explain it because to them, we're just a service guy, you know? Um, yes, we do the best that we can, but are we gonna get down there on our hands and knees every time? Like, I mean, can y'all help us out? Can y'all empty out the pump hot baskets? Can y'all empty out the
And when you say y'all,
skimmers?
the
Yeah,
customer, right? Like
customers, right?
they're doing the due diligence, right? Because sometimes customers, they buy a pool and they think that they set it and forget it, and that's just
Well,
not the way it works, right,
yeah, I
Kevin?
mean, even my own pool, I don't even like dealing with it, you know,
Who
but
does,
and
right?
I understand that, but I'm not gonna just I mean, yeah, a storm just blew in, like, the last couple of days, and it's got a bunch of leaves. Well, you might wanna go out there and empty out the pump basket or maybe turn on your in-floor system a little bit more or your cleaner or whatever it is, you know, to try to help us out, and, we're there once a week at or sometimes, twice a week or whatever, but, a little help goes a long ways. We can't be there I mean, unless you wanna hire us 24/7, I bet you that pool would be spotless.
Which there is no company out there that does that, by the way, right? Like there's nobody that does that out there at all.
Right.
So I don't want people thinking that somebody does that. Nobody ever does that,
I've
right? Like
seen
a lot of companies will service a pool once a week or twice, maybe 3 times a week if it's a
Yeah.
bigger pool, right? But on a daily, there's not a whole lot of people that do that as far as like going and servicing a pool. Because if you're a good pool builder, I think you're doing your due diligence to try to make a pool as like they're never going to be maintenance free, right? But you try to make them as easy as possible, right? And I think that's something that Regal does try to do, that allows us to stand out above the rest. Like you just did, so Kevin does a lot of my startups in the Willis area, and he normally will take those customers on anything that's from like 1488 Magnolia on over to Conroe, Huntsville area, right? He'll take that on. And the reason why we use him for that area specifically is usually those are the pools that we're building that are on lake lots, that have huge retaining walls, that have a lot of engineering going on, very complex equipment pads. And Kevin has always, you've always been that guy to be able to like figure it out. And if you can't figure it out, you're that guy that will pick up the phone and you have a relationship, not just with me, with some of my Regal employees here, a lot of my project managers. You will always pick up the phone and you'll make that call and you'll ask, hey, how do I do this? That doesn't happen enough, Kevin, right? With service companies and builders, when a service company goes and services a pool after a builder builds it, it's like a bash fest against each other.
Yeah,
The pool
call
builder
your
is
pool
blamed.
builder, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and that's not what I'm trying to do, it's a relationship, right? And if I do feel like the builder is going out of their way, I'm gonna go out of my way for that client as well, meaning I'm gonna, "Hey, call the builder or the PM if I know 'em," and honestly, to be honest, like, the issues that we did have at some of these jobs, I wanna be in there and before it's even turned over to the clients, right? Like, I'm there
Done
with
that
you.
several
Yeah,
times.
and I wanna figure it out, like, that's the things that you're saying as far as bouncing ideas off of
Well,
each
that's why we
other.
use you, right?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
do that.
and I c the flip on the flip side, it helps me out because I don't get to see those things all the time, right? I don't deal with too many builders that I don't anymore, right? The builders that we deal with now are you and Regal, um, and y'all are just blowing my mind on what y'all are actually trying to achieve and like, the amount of effort that you are there or your guys are there, like, y'all aren't just picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, I need this problem fixed," or, "I'm gonna call the pool service company, they'll fix it," and put it on me, like, I'm not the builder, right? But seeing y'all out there and everything else, I'm gonna help out wherever I can,
And
and
that's everybody, like,
I'm learning as I go,
right.
right? Like, so it's helping me out too,
100%.
and then I mean, at the end of the day, like, if the client is going to go with us, that's where I sell myself, "Hey, I was there when this happened or this didn't happen or whatever, I know where it's all at," you know, and, um
But you're also trying to fit into a certain niche, right? Kevin, you are putting yourself because you are only doing certain,
Yes,
so you're controlling your growth, which I think is great for
it's a
service
good and bad
companies.
thing.
Well, it's good and bad, yes, but I think it's a great thing for you, Kevin, because it allows you to have the time to do those things you're saying, like go to those intricate jobs beforehand so that you're not sending your pool techs out there and then they don't know and you don't know, right?
Yeah,
And
so
and you do your due diligence to make sure that you are successful, your company is successful, your team is successful, and that's the value of Majestic and Regal, doing what we do because
yeah,
our customers have to know that when we turn that big baby over, that the other person that's taking that
Yeah.
over is just as competent or just as good, if not better, than the pool company at taking care of that pool, right? And you do that. You do that very well, brother.
Yeah, and man, dude, y'all's equipment pad, dude, is mind
You
blowing
tell
at
me that all the
times, dude.
time,
It's
and it blows my mind too, y'all. I mean, I'm sorry, it blows my mind too, Kevin, because bro, we came from doing one filter pump and one
oh
water feature
man.
pump, and how you gonna max it out, right? How you gonna maximize those two pumps to run as much crap as you can? And then as the time progresses and you get better, you understand that pumps have to work a certain way, and
Yeah.
energy efficiency. The more back pressure you have, the more energy you're, using on a pump or whatever. So we've gotten very conscious of that, right? To where, yeah, we have a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff on that equipment, but it's still not a burden to the pocketbook of the customer as far as energy usage, because all these things are being used properly, right?
Yeah, but on the service side of things, what I'm saying is like a guy that say get CPO certified. I could care less about CPO certified. They show up and they have this stuff and let's go test the water and everything else. That's great. But if your equipment pad is not
Right.
100%, meaning the valve, especially with y'all systems,
Right.
and making sure they close one
So why
right.
are you saying that? Have you had that happen where you've been to a Regal pool that somebody's been taking? You don't have to say any
No,
names, but
no,
has
no,
it ever
no, no.
happened?
I know. I'm just saying, it's going to blow a lot of people's mind. It blows my mind, and I've been in the industry for 20 years, dude. But can I sit there and figure this out? Absolutely, I can.
You understand how water runs and
Right.
flows.
Most service companies, guys that they send out is not going to be that. And I want to be I'm at my guys' disposals if they do have an issue. I'm going to show up and I'm gonna put in that time just like y'all did so that we could get this problem resolved. I carry a lot of stuff in the trucks, right? It's for me, it's not just how the pool looks. And there's a lot of other issues. And I mean, dude, this we could talk about this for a
Right,
long time,
100%,
dude.
yeah.
But
Like,
it
for me, Kevin, what I like about you, is that you're not scared to talk to the customer.
no, and
And people nowadays, Kevin, they won't talk to a
nah.
customer, Kevin. Like, I I just don't understand why people are so scared to talk. They'd rather text and email and do all that. And I've seen it time and time again where you will go up to a customer and you will tell them, "Hey, I need you to help me empty these baskets. Hey, I need you to help me out here because
Or
I'm only
educate
coming, like
them,
you said,
man.
once a week," right?
Or yeah, or educate
Right.
them and let them know that, "Hey, that green that you're seeing that's above the water line, I mean, you just spray some household bleach on it, man, like, it's not a defective problem, you know as well as
And
I
it's not
do."
a chemical
Yeah,
issue either,
and you
it's
know as well as I do, it's probably somewhat water a little seeping through, a little bit of a
or moisture holding or whatever the
whatever it
case might
is.
be, right? Right.
Yeah, and you might just wanna spray a little bleach on it. The problem that we have, from the service side is, if we improperly do it wrong, I gotta watch my ass too, right? Like, I don't wanna say, "Oh, yeah, we'll take care of it," because, I mean, we can't go in there and just do every nook and cranny, get on our hands and knees. We have so many pools that we have to get to too, but a little bleach, and then once you tell them that, they're like, "Oh, man, I could do that. Okay. Well, what about this black scum line?" Like, "Hey, a brush is not gonna take that black scum line off. We brush it, but, like, it's not gonna" and I'll show them. I'll get down there and show them. Maybe go over there with the little what is it, magic eraser,
Yep, those things work great. The
you
magic erasers
know?
work great. A tip I would have for customers, like when you guys are selecting like a white tile, right? It's a double-edged sword. That saying is a saying for a reason, right? Because if you choose a white tile, the odds are that you're gonna get in that pool with lotion, oils, whatever on your
Who takes a
body.
shower before they or bathe before they go
Who
in,
takes a
or
shower before they
rinses.
right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's oils on your body, and guess where those oils are gonna go? Guess where those oils are gonna stick, right? So if you have a black tile pool, what's gonna happen there? What happens when water dries out on anything?
If we could just pour something in a pool to take care of that besides acid and ruin it because, I mean, it'll take it off, but it's about to ruin some shit, we'd be millionaires. like we'd be done, set.
100%.
And I mean, I see all the
100%.
I see all the stuff that y'all do try to help or use
We
to
install broadhead systems, like, when we do a black tile pool, right, we install a broadhead system, which is to help with the calcium and to help with the hardness of water, like, we really do try to do everything we can as a builder so that the service company is not being blamed on anything, right? But it's all uncontrollable, like, you cannot get rid of white, ever getting on black tile. It's gonna happen. It's just chemistry, basic chemistry. It will tell you that evaporation, right? And then with white tile, you just can't have any body oils, which is impossible to do, right?
yeah, but like I said, man, a little effort from the clients, it would help us out. It helps everybody
It
out.
does, it does. And thank you for saying that because whenever I finish a pool, I always go to a homeowner and I tell them, hey, this is your baby now. Like, you've spent a lot of money on this pool. You should probably make sure that you invest as much as you can to make sure it'll last as long as it possibly can, because you can't solely just put everything on your pool guy.
No. Or
The
your pool builder.
Right,
I mean,
100%. Like, they get mad at us sometimes, Kevin, when we have pavers and they get a little bit of weeds growing through it. Well, we can't control the fact that Mother Nature blows seedlings around and it lands on a piece of paver that has sand underneath it, and it has polymeric sand as a grout, and you can't beat
when's
that.
the last
So
time they put the polymeric sand in?
right,
Do homeowners even know that?
right.
You know? And maybe that's where instead of the clients being aggressive on it and pointing the finger, right? Hey, why is it doing this? Maybe educate them a little bit more
It's
on
just
it.
so hard
And
to do
it's
that, Kevin,
yes,
because
no,
then you start telling the customer everything that could go wrong. And then they're gonna say, "Well, why am I fucking buying a pool?" You know what I'm saying? So, because not every pool does that either, right? There's pools that have black tile that don't get any white on them. There's pools that have white tile that don't get any scum line on them, right? But I'm not saying it doesn't happen, right? But
dude, we live in Texas. 1 minute's freaking 21 degrees or whatever it is.
sunny, not raining, and
Yeah,
then the next
and
minute
then
it is.
raining,
You're
and
right.
then thunderstorms,
Yep, and it's 30
and
degrees.
yeah,
Right.
so it's outside elements, man. I mean, leave your car over there and not do nothing, and I mean, yeah, you could wash it every week, but the inside's gonna be deteriorated, right? Like it's gonna start cracking your dash
Yep.
or and everything else. I mean, same thing. I mean, go out there if you get a storm blow in, blow your freaking deck off. I mean, be proactive. Not, I mean,
I mean, I do it, I know you do it, right? I mean,
dude. I mean,
every time there's a storm, I empty my Polaris, I empty my baskets, and I run them overnight so that way that Friday when my pool guy comes, he's not dealing with a hammered pool, and he has the time to do his job right,
and
which
he
is
might
adding
take,
chemicals and doing his job for the chemistry of the water
yeah.
to make sure that it's nice and blue, right?
And honestly, the service companies do notice that, and it makes us want to even go out or over and beyond for the clients when we do start noticing that. Uh, for instance, a customer of mine, you know, her son goes. I know when her son comes out there, even if it's just once a week, like I see a difference in the
Right.
pool. Majority of the times, like the leaves that you encounter or the dirt or the sand that you see, on a pool, probably gonna be in that same area every week, and pool guys know that, right? And we do notice that if a client goes over there and we don't see their net move for years or brush, you know?
It's been in the same spot.
Yes.
Right.
But I mean, and then I mean, all of a sudden it's moved, and we're like, "Oh man, that they're helping us out." Like I want to. I mean,
You
yeah,
invest a little more time in it,
correct.
right?
Well, we do have the up time. We actually do have the time to help out even more, and stuff like that. And pump baskets and skimmer baskets, just doing the bare and you know, maybe on the other side, are they getting shown this in pool school? I don't know because I'm not doing y'all's pool school. So maybe
Which we do.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure y'all did. I just wanted to
Biggest advice I have for customers when you guys are, at pool school, record that.
yeah.
Record that interaction, get your phone out, take pictures, record what they're saying, because the odds are that you're probably not gonna remember 100% what they said in that 1 hour pool school.
And you gotta also remember, dude, we've been doing this for a long
We
time,
buzz through it, bro. We buzz through it, right?
and we're trying to do when we do a pool school, we're trying to give the clients an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, but man,
Especially on our pools, right, bro?
I get
Especially with 4
yeah.
filters
I
and
mean,
10
dude,
pumps
yeah,
and, you know.
yeah, you gotta turn this valve to turn that
Right,
valve and
right.
everything else, but, like, it's a lot, and I understand it, but, I mean, it took us a lot to get there, and, um, you're not going to learn everything in the
100%.
allotted time,
Dude, we're
so,
still learning to this day,
yeah,
Kevin, right?
but just maybe doing a little research on the things that, whoever your service company is asking you instead of just slowly relying on the on the service side. I mean, it does it, because one company wants to do it this way, we wanna do it this way, they wanna do it that way. There's not no I mean, to a client, they all they wanna know is the pool good, you know what I'm saying?
What I will ask, Kevin, is, do you see the difference in our plumbing versus everybody else? Like, what I mean by that is, like, does our plumbing, for the most part, look identical every time? Does it?
No.
Okay.
I mean, what do you mean
Like, do
identical?
our valves
Yes,
placement, skimmers, main drains, spa
but
suction,
I get
the intricate ones, right?
yes,
Yeah.
I mean, I get those, right? But as far as I wouldn't say cookie cutters, but as far as your, uh, pool spa, water feature pool, yeah, I would say y'all's plumbing is pretty,
Consistent.
yeah,
Yeah.
consistent,
And
and
we
what
do
I
that for a reason, right? We do that
no,
so that way everybody knows that, for one, where what goes where, and then if somebody sees that system, they know that that's a Regal Plumbing, right?
yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, y'all, you can't me and you, we could back in the day when you used to service pools all the time, and that's all you did. You could know from XYZ pool company that built this from their little touches.
Right.
Uh, you go to y'all's, and there is a difference, and that's not throwing shade on anybody else. Like there's budgets in everybody, and that's where I would tell to the clients, like, man, like make sure you can't just go trade this pool in. Like it's an investment. So do the research and make sure that, who y'all are using.
Dude, very well put.
Like, dude, you can go get a car tomorrow and it's a lemon and it drives like shit. But guess what? You can go trade that thing in. Once that pool's put in, and it's happened to me, to my neighbors. I mean,
Oh, yeah, you told me
I mean,
about that.
I
Right.
was $10,000 more on a pool bill, but, I'm sorry, like, that's just where I am. I'm gonna make money. I mean, I mean, I hope the customers want us to make money. Uh, they're no longer around, and, I mean, some of the nightmares that I see cost more to get fixed. And I'm 2020 sucked, dude, because everybody was a pool
Everybody became a
dude.
pool builder that year, right?
And even pool companies, I
Everybody.
mean, for the service side, I
Right.
mean, the riptides are what I call is I'm a pool man, because I just throw this in here and I can vacuum a pool and keep it clean
And
and
Kevin,
shock it
and
every
it's not
week.
even a vacuum anymore.
Yeah, no, no doubt.
It's what do they call those now?
Riptides
Yeah,
and
rip ties, right?
riptides,
Hammerheads,
hammerheads,
right?
and all this stuff, the gimmicks, like, "Oh, maintenance free, I'm gonna put a cleaner in." No, it's not, man. I mean,
Like,
uh, what I'm saying is there's a everybody everybody wants to be that guy.
yeah.
But make sure y'all do y'all's research on who it is that y'all are actually using. Cheaper is not always going to be the
Yeah,
route to go,
dude, you've told me for years, buy once, cry
But yeah,
once,
buy once, cry once, and I
you know?
live and die by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm still driving my truck that I bought from a while ago. Buy once, cry once. I mean,
You got what you wanted, and yeah,
yeah, I mean,
right,
I want the new bells and whistles, but
right.
I'm not just I mean, I'm happy where I'm at, I mean, and with the car or with the pool, man, like, like when Sierra was talking to the Lions guy, I really felt like it was a good point because, like,
So much information, that was a
oh,
lot of good
dude,
information on that
no
one,
doubt,
man.
like, I mean, I wanted fire bowls, but I wanted them to be automated at my house. Well, like, man, dude, they're 5, 6, $7,000 more just to be able to push a button, you know, weigh those pros and cons out, like, and going to be able to say, hey, because you can't just like what I'm going back to is saying, make sure it is what you want in the backyard, and not going and skimping out because it's going to cost more to redo it, like several thousands dollars more. Like not 2 or 3. It's a major thing. You can't just go put rims and tires on a pool and change the look of it. You know, that's the thing on y'all's, like
Dude, I think everything you said, Kevin, this is exactly why I wanted to have you on. This is
man,
exactly why I wanted to bring you. So today we were talking on the phone when I was driving up here, right? And we were talking on the phone. And by the way, you kind of came in last minute. I appreciate it.
yeah,
No worries. The world to me, man. Thank you so
yeah,
much. I appreciate your support and everything you've done. But I was talking to you on the phone and I was telling you, word for word, I think I said, when you're at my job sites and you're bitching about stuff and you don't come to this right now, I don't want to hear you bitching no more, right? And right. And I said it that way because one, you're my friend, we're
yeah,
talking, right? But
complaining.
I say that, and it's not even complaining, Kevin, because whenever you're at our job sites, there's always room for improvement. And I'm not a pool guy every day like you are. So when we're together and you say those things, I don't take it with a grain of salt. I always hear you
Yeah,
because you are the only service guy that I know of that I value, that like right now you just did a pool, you're doing a startup on a pool. It's a perimeter overflow pool, and
hey, man.
you're like, Edwin, how am I gonna vacuum this thing? And I'm like, dude, I put a port there for you.
Yeah,
And you looked at me like, what? And I was like, dude, this ain't no run of the mill. We're Regal Pools, you know, like that's what I said, right? Like, not a lot of people do that, right?
no.
Not a lot of people do that.
Y'all
So
try.
yeah, so we do try, right? So that's why I wanted to have you come and sit with me and just have people hear like a guy's opinion, right? A service guy. And by all means, I think if we work together, the outcome becomes so much more better because every pool that I've had you at, you've always helped me get
I
out.
appreciate it.
You've always helped me get it done. And bro,
It's the
you've
bouncing
that's
ideas,
it, bro.
dude. I mean, even when we go duck hunting or hunting, fishing, whatever it is that we do,
Right.
my way's not the right way, your way's not the right way, but once we collaborate, it all comes together,
Well, when you
right?
start catching fish, you know, you start catching the fish, you're like, hey, you might want to put this on. You know, you're gonna listen to that guy. You know, you're not just gonna say, I'm gonna keep throwing what's not catching fish out there. We might do that sometimes,
Me and
right?
Jaden both agreed after you left, was like, why are we doing
Right.
this? But
Like an actuator,
well, that's what I'm saying.
right?
Me and Jaden both agreed. We and he's more. Jaden's great, by the way.
So
But
Jaden's our service guy, by the way, folks.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they
Our
all need
tech.
a yeah, like,
Yep. He does all the pool schools as well.
but me and him sat back and we're talking. We're like, man, we got to swap pumps. You know, I think me and you talked about it too, but me and Jaden were saying like, oh man, this is what really needs to happen over here. But you know, it's not. I'm just that guy. I'm just there to help. You
Yep.
know, however y'all want to deal with it. But once you left, me and Jaden agreed on it.
So for me, it's really hard to undo the plan that I've already set out, right? So when I have like a set of plans and all this stuff is already supposed to be there, I find it, for me, it's really hard to go there and just start ripping shit up and changing shit out and moving shit around, right? It it kind of becomes like a little OCD
But he's
thing for me.
your service guy.
Right, right. But I don't think, um,
But then again, though, is it wrong the way it
right,
is?
right,
No. Is it right the way it
right,
is?
right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's just so many ways to go about it, right?
Correct.
So
That's
and
all I'm saying.
that's why, dude, I value your opinion and I value your input every time, you know. So Kevin, thank you so much for coming in today, man. Once again, look forward to doing a whole bunch more startups with you, man, and giving you guys a whole bunch more startups.
We'll see.
We think you guys are doing a
I
great
appreciate it.
job. You got a great team, man. What are the name of your guys that
Casey
you have?
Elliott, man,
Dude,
yeah, they
Casey
they
and
care.
Elliot, you said?
Yeah.
Dude, I've met both of them and very professional. Elliot's a very professional guy as well. Seems to be very willing and able, right? So you have a good team on your
If he
hands, man.
shows up to y'all's pool, don't complain because that boy cares. I will tell
I'm
you that
glad to
right
hear
now,
that.
and you get on his bad side, he's over it.
Yeah.
He's done.
100%, man. I believe that we all care. That's why we're here today,
Yes,
right?
no doubt.
100%. Thanks, Kevin.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.